All right, with great pleasure. Joining us now is Texas Senator John Cornyn. Senator Cornyn, welcome back.
Thanks, Larry.
We had Congressman Wesley Hunt on the show last Friday talking about running for the Senate. This is about fair and equal time for you. Here's what he had to say. It's a short clip. Here's what he had to say. Take a listen, sir, please.
United States Senate is not a retirement community. It is time for fresh, new, young leaders like myself to step into the fray and fight for the America First policies that got President Trump elected in the first place. President Trump realizes that he needs that next generation to carry on the banter, to carry on this banner and carry on his mantle into the future, and that's exactly what I intend on doing.
All right, there you have it, Senator Cornyn. We wanted to make sure that you had a response to that. Not a retirement community. Ouch. What do you say, sir?
Well, I take a lot of pride in having one of the most effective Senate offices in the United States Senate. And my voting record with President Trump, as you know, is 99.3%. So we are working every day to try to help the president pursue his agenda. We've had a great record of success. He has had a great record of success with the One Big Beautiful Bill, the Working Family Tax Cuts Act, and of course his diplomatic accomplishments are, just kind of blow your mind. I mean, it's really a miracle what, through a combination of carrots and sticks, he's been able to accomplish. So proud to support the president, have a great relationship with him, and look forward to continuing to represent the people of Texas in the U.S. Senate.
Don't you think Congressman Wesley Hunt, though, he's a future leader, is he not? He could be a future senator.
Yeah, I think Congressman Hunt, I admire his service to our country and the fact he and I think a number of his brothers are West Point graduates. Good for them. I think impressive guy. But he's been in the House of Representatives for a little while, and I think he's getting ready to find out how big a state Texas really is, because we have about 40 House members and 2 United States senators. But look, I'm more than happy to have the competition that goes with the territory. You got to earn this job. Nobody's entitled to it. And I look forward to making the case to the voters in the Texas primary on March the 3rd.
Senator Cornyn, if I'm not mistaken, your polls have picked up quite a bit recently.
I noticed that, Larry. They've gotten much better. And I think part of it is just reminding people about my record of support for the president and his policies, because I haven't been on the ballot since 2020. I always tell people that one of the good things about the Senate is you run every 6 years. The bad thing is you run every 6 years, and people forget, so you have to remind them, and I've been encouraged by the support.
Just give me a quickie on this shutdown, called the Schumer shutdown. Military people will be paid, I think, because of changes in War Department policies. When's this thing going to end, Senator?
Well, I don't know. As soon as the Democrats quit throwing their tantrum. This is not about policy. This isn't about what's in the best interest of the American people. This is about what's in Chuck Schumer's personal political best interest, because he realizes if he doesn't show some fight, and they call this a fight, it's really kind of it's an abandonment of your post is what it is. But I think they want to try to make a point politically, and Senator Schumer wants to hold on to a seat. So I don't know how long it's going to last, but the president's doing the right thing by making sure our military members get paid, but also our air traffic controllers and others need to as well.
All right, Senator Cornyn, good luck in the race. Thanks for coming back on the show.